The Mixed Mornings and More podcast with Steph and Shawn.
Now available daily.
Good morning, world.
Good morning. Happy Thursday. It's March 9th. It's 5:32, and I have some groundbreaking news, Steph.
Groundbreaking news at 5:32 in the morning. Tell me, what is it?
Oh, yeah. I think I found the most underrated dish in the region.
Underrated.
Yeah,
so it's
but
delicious?
it's so good. Had it last night. # no free ads. So you're going to have to text in or call if you want to know where I got it. 780-791-1037. But it was a sandwich. Mm-hmm. It was of Indian descent. It was kind of like, I don't think it was butter chicken, but maybe like chicken masala.
Okay.
Something along those regions. And then it had spinach and then maybe some sort of cheese in there. And then some exotic cheese. And then like maybe some like peppers or something.
Interesting.
And it was in between two garlic naan.
Oh, my.
And the naan was just so fresh.
You are speaking my language.
Oh, and it wasn't overpacked. So it wasn't like overwhelming. Like the ratio from naan to substance in between to naan on the bottom was so darn good. I thought about just ordering a second sandwich. Like it was that good.
Can I ask, how did the contents stay inside the naan? Was it rolled up or?
It was all just one layer and it wasn't overpacked. So it wasn't just sloppy and going everywhere. Okay. And so it held in between very well and the taste was just out of this world.
All right. No free ads. # I'm texting in to find out where you got this sandwich. The month of spring has arrived and nothing is safe from my scrub brush.
Yeah, you're just cleaning your whole place. You're mopping your floor 7 times until the water's clean. What's next?
Well, I looked at my shower curtain yesterday and I thought, that could probably get thrown in the washer for a little spin. And so I took it down, and I've only ever washed it once before, and it lost about 6 inches of length the last time I washed it. It just shrunk.
Sounds like you just need a new one.
Well, this is the thing, though. I bought it at Simon's on sale in Edmonton, and it was $30, but it's regular $60. And I did kind of explore that option.
What does this shower curtain do?
Exactly. What does it do when you can buy one at the dollar store? It just looks nice.
Yeah.
So when I went back to Simon's and thought, I could probably handle another $30 to have the shower curtain hit the floor again. And then I saw that it was back up to $60. I was like, absolutely not. I'll deal with this short shower curtain. So I put it in the wash again yesterday, thinking it has shrunk as much as it will shrink.
Right.
I went to hang it up last night. It lost another 6 inches.
What material is this made out of?
It's pretty terry cloth. It's very decorative. Of course, there's a plastic liner that always stays in the shower.
Yeah.
So it's not like the water's going to get out.
I think you've had your fun with the bougie curtains. Just go back to the $3 ones from the dollar store. Like the rest of us. Big day inside the office today as it's the head man is one of the head people's coming in to the station, Steph.
Yes, and we haven't met him yet. He was supposed to arrive yesterday, but of course, since we arrived so early, we also leave early.
Yeah.
We didn't meet him.
There was the tiniest chance we ran into him yesterday. So, of course, I busted out my good outfit yesterday. And I feel like I wasted my good outfit.
You didn't want to just wear it 2 days in a row?
Is that, are you allowed to do that?
I don't think so, but I thought you as the bachelor, as Shawn being his own person, probably would.
Wow. Well, yeah, I'm the exception to it. No, to be honest, I just switched out my jeans. Everything else I'm wearing the same.
Really? Oh my goodness.
What do you mean, really? You expected it. Now you're surprised?
I expected it, but I guess because the computer screen kind of only shows me your head up, I don't see what's below your neck, so I wouldn't have ever known about your outfit anyway.
Same underwear and everything.
Oh,
Shawn, the lucky underwear. The big guys here.
No. The when to wash the car struggle is real, and we discovered that it was quite a dilemma for you, Shawn, when you bought a car wash and then it was expiring.
Yeah.
It took you about 3 weeks to decide on the very last day to wash.
Especially because of the situation that I'm in where I don't park inside or anything. And when I bought it, the weather was fluctuating it was around that -50 range where you're just like, is it worth it? No.
Yeah. Am I going to just drive up a hill and suddenly be completely covered in mud after I just washed the car?
No one drive around me and splash my car, or no one drive in front of me and start spitting all that slushiness on me.
Yeah, it's like you have to go 10 and just hope everybody goes around.
Yeah.
Give me a wide berth. You don't know what I'm going to do.
That's
I'm
right.
unpredictable on the road.
Yeah.
I think it might be time for me to wash my giant red truck.
Go for it. I'm looking at the long-term forecast here. I think you're in the clear for at least a week.
All right. So I should beat the rush. I might do it on my way home from work today. I bought it in September and I've never washed it.
Ooh.
And so like, I feel like it's time to give it some treatment. Some like,
Yeah.
the spring is coming. The sun is going to shine on it. Maybe it'll be shiny under all this dirt and grime. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I want to.
Yeah. That's fun. What are you thinking? You're going to hand wash it? You're going to do the wand wash and automatic drive-through?
I'm going to do the wand wash. I mean, I don't want to hand wash anything because that seems like just a really cold
True.
experience in my driveway,
True.
but definitely do that wand wash, really get in the wheel well.
Take that back. I don't think anyone's hand washing right now.
I mean, that's later in March to task. I mean, next Wednesday does say +1, so we might see some diehards out there.
I went to the gym for the first time, and I want to say 4 years. 4 years.
Wow.
4-year
Wow.
hiatus.
You like to say you always are working on your athletic dad bod, but not being to the gym in 4 years, you're doing pretty good, Shawn.
I will say I've worked out. I've worked out in between. Then I've worked out. I do like my own body weight workouts.
Oh.
But like actually going to a gym, I haven't done in like 4 years.
Okay.
Sometimes like push-ups, sit-ups, planks, like all the stuff that you can do just with in your own residing place.
Yeah.
But I went to the gym for the first time down at McDonald Island Park, and it's always a little nerve-wracking because everyone has their own routine, and you don't want. I don't want to be the guy that just shows up and like, who's the new guy that's messing up my routine, right?
Using my equipment when I like to do this circuit like this way.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I followed like the wayfinding and everything. Locker room was a little hard. It's kind of hidden a little bit. But then I found out there was those cubby holes upstairs. I was like, okay, maybe that's my way to go.
Right.
I don't own a lock.
I mean, you could buy a lock. They're about $5, as is everything these days.
Yeah, but the cubby holes.
Okay.
And so I did a
Very
big,
trusting.
I did a big trust. The other day, and I just left my stuff in an open locker.
Wow.
So thank you for not stealing it for McMurray. Love you. Love you for not stealing my stuff. I put a lot of trust.
I gotta say, Shawn, like only do that once.
Yeah, see, that's why I'm migrating to the cubby holes.
Okay.
Where I have an eye on it. And then I don't necessarily. I haven't worked out in so long, so I was a treadmill hero. And that's just what I did. And I just answered like emails and like I caught up on like texts while I was just like going on the treadmill and then like had my earbuds in and stuff.
Terrible. That sounds like a work session.
Kind of. And I think that's maybe how I'll treat it a little bit. Instead of like lying in bed and doing this, I'll at least be getting some exercise.
Okay, that's one way to do it. But don't you want your like workout time to be like, yeah, pump up, give me some loud music, let me focus
I was doing that. I was just like little metal music while like answering back on emails, just angrily.
Did you remember to put like the smile emojis in your emails, or were you just like, here's my death metal feelings right now? Push it on the treadmill.
Yeah.
A list has come out of the 10 questions people rarely answer honestly.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it is pretty interesting. One of them is, how much do you weigh?
Oh, yeah.
The interesting question I have is, who's asking you that?
And I haven't weighed myself in like 10 years.
Me either. The last time I did it was in grade 11.
Yeah.
It wasn't helping my mental health, and I was like, get out of here.
Yeah, exactly. I haven't seen a scale in a long time.
I don't know how much I weigh. Is that an okay answer?
Yeah.
How old are you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That one's hilarious. I've answered that one. I can understand why people don't. I'm always 30, though.
Then you're not answering it honestly, Shawn.
True.
30,
got
33, man.
Got me.
How are you?
How are you? Yeah, see, this one is interesting, I find. Because this is like a greeting. It's a greeting.
Yeah.
But then I feel like if you're actually having a sit down with someone, that's when you get like an actual answer. But if you're just passing like, hey, Steph, how are you? How's it going today?
Good, thanks. You?
Exactly. You're in for a 5-second conversation because you're just walking by type of thing.
Yeah, totally.
Maybe we need to switch up the question for the walk by.
If you want an honest answer, what would it be?
I don't know. Maybe it's not even a question. Maybe it's just like, hey, Steph, nice to see you.
Oh.
And you just don't do a question.
And then you say, nice to see you back, and you're lying? No, I'm kidding.
Well, this is rather unfortunate that we ran into each other. I don't know what you're talking about. See you never.
Okay, another one. Did you get my message?
I think I can answer that one. honestly.
Yeah, you have read receipts on.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's like, I saw it. And then I went to bed.
I didn't see it, or maybe you don't, but I never see it. If I'm 8 hours later, sorry, just seeing this now. Another one, a lot of standard interview questions, they say. Of course, people lie on this. Tell us about a time you had a conflict in the workforce.
Oh, yeah. I always turn this one into I have conversations, not conflict.
Oh.
Like just like respect for each other. We have conversations.
I always
pretty
Google.
Good? What do you do?
Well, I Google what the answer is. I'm like, how can I tailor an experience like that? And then I usually say, I hate conflict, and I tell my husband about it and complain to him until it's over. And then I get over it and continue on with life. So I don't deal with conflict.
That's right. I bring it to my husband, and then he has to go to therapy because all the trauma's on him. No, I'm kidding. I might have to take up a new career, Steph, because I went to the golf simulator last night over at McDonald Island Park, and I'm shooting under par, and that is really good.
Are you trying to tell me that you could be the golf pro at Miskanaw now?
No, they're really good. They're really good. In real life, I don't know what they're like on the simulator, but I'm also pretty good on the simulator.
Okay. So what would the new career be? Would you be the simulator pro? Would you be like, shoot it like this, man?
I was shooting for the tour. I was thinking of going on the road and being on TV and stuff and going on tour. Yeah, I was. Oh my goodness. The past 2 times I've gone on this simulator, I have just been under par and I have just been crushing it. It's hilarious because we go with our friend and he's very into golf.
Yes.
And he watches all the videos and he pays attention and he's like tips and tricks. He knows where to put your feet if you want to do a draw or a fade or a slice or this or that or the other. And last time we went out, I beat him by 30 strokes, and it was really bad.
Holy, that's
30 shots.
That's a lot of shots.
Yeah, but this time,
in golf, no less.
Only beat him by 10 shots.
Okay.
Which is still good. And your husband tagged along last night, and it was hilarious. The last time we went, like 2 or 3 months ago, it might have been the worst golfer I've ever seen. But we had fun with it. Like, he got his pay per swing in, for if that's how it was. Man, he got his money's worth this time. But this go around, I want to say, have you been practicing with him or something?
I haven't, but maybe he's been.
You buy him a simulator at home?
Not yet, but perhaps that's his next birthday gift. If he's going to get so good, maybe he could go on tour with you, Shawn.
He was on par with our other buddy that was there that watches all the videos. He was night and day better. It was great to see.
Wow. Maybe our buddy who is failing so bad all of a sudden just needs to be a coach. Not really play the game anymore.
We'll text him that. We'll see
how to do it.
Steph says, I think you should be a coach and not actually golf. We'll see how he responds.
Shawn, I think Jamie Lee Curtis and you could be friends.
Why do you say that?
She is petitioning, taunting, she says, bands to do matinee concerts.
Oh, yeah, we could be friends. That's great. Yes, I'm on board. Pop me in.
She says, I'm just going to say this now as a taunt and a suggestion. You too, do a matinee. Coldplay, do a matinee. What about a 12 noon concert? Coldplay, what about it?
I love she's naming all these old bands, too. They should look into that. Do they stay up late? Are they still rock stars?
Well, that's the question. And she talked about how she was nominated for an Academy Award and she was invited to a dinner where only nominees for the awards would be there. And she said, I declined. Why? Because mommy goes to bed early. Because 7:30 is going to be 9 p.m. before we get food. And you know what? There's nothing good happening with me after 9 p.m. Nothing. Zero, she says.
Have you ever heard a version of that answer from me before?
1,000 times. The amount of times I have invited you out to do something at 7 and you're like, that's when I start preparing for my daily slumber.
It is. That's like teetering on, well, if I go out at 7, and then when are we ending things?
Yeah, but like Jamie Lee Curtis, for instance, I have to imagine she could sleep in the next day, but she just wants to be in her bed, just like you want to be in your bed.
It's all about the wind down. It's all about taking care of your body, Steph. See, I love that you brought this up. I'm going to have to look more into it. Maybe I'll write her a letter. She probably appreciates letters.
Why? Because she's old, Shawn?
No.
Is that what you're saying?
No, because we're just like that.
Here is your Buzz recap from Mixed Mornings with Steph and Shawn.
Keanu Reeves is on a press tour for John Wick 4, and he got pretty bashful when the ET Canada interviewer called him Canadian royalty.
You are Canadian royalty. How?
No, I'm not.
You are.
No.
I promise you, you are.
Oh, that's kind.
Spoken like a true Canadian right there, you know? So humble. We have to do the bragging for him. And so completely opposite of John Wick as well. Because John Wick's just, well, he's one of my favorite people. He's about dogs and about wronging the people who wrong dogs. So that's like my superhero.
And Cher is announcing an upcoming 2 albums. The 76-year-old says her boyfriend is a producer and a writer, and he does everything, and she's so happy about that.
No kidding. He does everything. You're 76 years old. He literally has to do everything. Probably has to move your jaw up and down, too, to get some words out of there.
I came across a podcast preview the other day, and it was Lance Bass. The podcast is called Frosted Tips.
Hilarious.
And he was doing like a little advertisement for it, I guess. And I was laughing out loud. So I've just pulled a little bit of it here for you.
You've come to the right place because I'm here to help. This I promise you.
Oh, God.
Seriously, I swear. And you won't have to send an SOS because I'll be there for you.
Oh, man.
And so will my husband, Michael.
Hey, that's me.
Yep, we know that, Michael. And a different hot, sexy teen crush boy bander each week to guide you through life, step by step.
Oh, not another one.
So tell everybody, everybody, about my new podcast and make sure to listen so we'll never, ever have to say bye.
Wow.
Yeah, it made me laugh so much. I felt like I was like, ooh, can you find all of the hidden puns and hidden boy band songs in this advertisement? But it also made me listen. Like, I actually went over to Frosted Tips and started playing the first episode. I only got about 10 minutes in. I got distracted.
Yeah.
But in that episode, he has on his first guest, which is one of his former NSYNC bandmates,
Okay.
JC. Mm-hmm. And he said his last name so differently than I've ever thought it was said that I have to ask you.
I've always thought it was J.C. Chavez.
Chavez.
Vez, yeah. What is it?
Okay, so it's spelled Chasez.
There's no V.
There is no V in there.
All right.
And I always thought it was JC Chazez.
Oh.
And he said, and I have JC Chazé on with me.
Shazay!
And I was like, Chazé? Who is that person? And why I know that he was always like, he was the 5th oldest and kind of not the heartthrob of the group.
Yeah.
So maybe nobody ever cared to say his last name right.
True.
I don't know. I have never
He
heard.
wasn't the front of the band, okay? We cared about Timberlake, okay?
Yeah,
we cared a
Justin.
little bit about Lance.
And-
Joey was funny.
Joey was funny. Chris Kirkpatrick kind of looked like Joey, so it was a little bit confusing. But
Chris wasn't
JC
anything for me.
No?
No. No.
Well, JC was clearly not anything for anyone because nobody knows how to say his last name. But if you ever are in a trivia, it's Shazay. We got Obie in the house. Episode 3 came out of Canada's Ultimate Challenge, and we got to hear about it from your perspective. Christian Oberreger is a local firefighter, first responder, and he's also on Team Orange on the show. Tell us about Episode 3, and thanks for coming.
Choo choo. Yeah. Episode 3 was it was a good one and a bad one. Mo and I were very disappointed with our placing on the train event, breakdown in communication, and we were kind of working against each other when we should have been in tandem. And once we got it going, we were lights out, but the damage was done already, and we're lucky that Team Yellow had their little mishap, so we didn't finish dead last, and we'll take the 2 points and move on. And that's part of life, and you're going to have good days at the office and bad days. And, I was very disappointed in our result, but the effort was there, right?
And tell us about the team challenge that you guys had to do. I understand there were some heavy bags, and you had to kind of cross a little wooden misplaced bridge a little bit.
That was a wild event. The only team that had rain was us.
That's what I loved about it.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, these boards are slick to begin with, and they're not. It was wild. Like, it was a very tough, grueling event, and you had to I got to the point where I just started looking at the tree line, because if I look down at my feet, you can't focus on anything, because all you see is rushing water, and then you see me slip a couple times, and I wasn't worried about the rigging. The rigging, I'm very confident in the safety of that. So, where others they struggle with the height. But we worked really well as a team, and we finished second. And Team Blue, they Skylar and Jesse, and like, they're animals. They just went into beast mode and they just flew. And unfortunately, Team Yellow had the penalty, and that helped us too. So you have to rush it, but you got to be calm under pressure too, right? And I'm glad Luke kind of admitted that his strategy wasn't the best one, and we don't have all day here. We got to finish first, right? So, but beautiful scenery. Never been to the Yukon before. I'm a big history buff, so the Gold Rush, and being able to see that was something special to me, and just being able to kind of sightsee between downtime, it was really cool. And Mo, she was disappointed with her result on the fat tire bike, and I mean, I don't think I would have done better. I would have just sunk into the sand and just start building sandcastles, but but we're still on the top of the leaderboard, and that's all that matters. And the big twist there at the end, that was super rattling. It was very emotional and set. You bonded as a team, and any one of my teammates could have been the quote-unquote MVP. Very honored that a Canadian Olympian selected me. It is an honor, and it just kind of motivated me for the rest of the time we're on TV to just embrace it and just be the leader of that team and just show my passion, intensity, and just support my team in every event they were in.
Yeah, really cool. I mean, in the tandem challenge, it's a train car that is 500 pounds, I think they said. Yeah,
and it's the hand pump, and if you start a certain way, you go the opposite way, as you could see in some of the teams that went. And then it was just it's all about being unison, and it is about the strength and power. It is a full body movement, but yeah, our technique at the start was horrible, to say the least.
Yeah, downfall of going first in that type of situation. Hey, you're the guinea pigs that get to find out how do you maneuver this bad boy.
Yeah, and it is a bit of a disadvantage going first. I think it's clear to see that throughout the show so far, that if you're first, sometimes your strategy works. Other times it's like, nope, that wasn't the smartest, and teams kind of see that and they change on the fly. Mm-hmm. So that's just part of sport. You can't dwell on it. I'd rather be going first every time, because that shows that we're finishing first. So I don't want to be going last too often.
Yeah, for sure. And I was interested to see Team Yellow with Coach Wonique, where their brake didn't get pressed down and they got a 2-minute penalty, and she was really intense. I was like, oh, this is why I don't play sports. I can't handle a mean coach. And she was, I don't know if she was mean, but she's intense. She talking to Wonique offset, she's such a beauty, and her story is a very good one, as being an indigenous woman, and just to be able to talk to her about that. But yeah, she's intense, and I think it was stemmed from Hinton when they picked up the wrong cash. It's just like a trickle effect, because they're just shooting themselves in their foot, right, their own feet, right? So these mental mistakes are costing them points, valuable points, and she knows her team is way better than that to make those mental mistakes. And yeah, it was clear as day. They said if you lift the brake off, if someone's off the cart and it's not secured with the blocks, that's a penalty. And I don't know if anyone here that's listening sees my reaction in the background, but I was like, oh no, it's just me feeling bad for Culley, because he's such a beauty, and he took that on the chin, and he just moved on and got better from it. But it's tough in the moment to be exposed like that. Going into the team challenge with the heights, it seems like there's so many height-related competitions here. I mean, even with the train, I thought going on that track, I was like, my goodness, if somebody breaks and the other guy doesn't know, he could fall off and get run over. And now this one with the team challenge where you're going across a canyon. Are you afraid of heights? Did that make you queasy at all?
Oh, no, I'm perfectly comfortable with heights. As a rope technician with the FMFD, it's part of the territory. Like I said, the only thing that kind of threw me off was trying to focus during the event and seeing the rushing water, and then just realizing just focus on the tree line, and just kind of help me, and then using both sides to brace. But yeah, it wasn't stable at all. So
yeah, they say that in serving too, that when you're carrying a cup of coffee to the table, don't look at it, just look where you're headed, and you won't shake the coffee.
Yeah,
but it's hard to not be like, but it's really full.
Yeah. That's why, in the second episode with the tree line, most of the competitors just started focusing on the tree in front of them instead of their feet, because it just gives you a focal point, right? And just to speak on episode 2 there, Lori on Team Red, what they didn't show on TV, she did get injured in the hay bale event. Basically, another team kind of just rolled up on her knee, and that's why you see her limping in on crunches on episode 3 there in the Yukon. At the time, we didn't know what the severity of the injury was, but I think it was a MCL, ACL tear. So for her to keep plugging away, it shows the mental toughness there for sure.
Mm-hmm. What is Obie afraid of? What's your fear factor? What would some people have heights? Anything? What are you afraid of?
To be honest, I'm afraid of being the weakest link. Like as being a competitive sports guy playing football, like I never wanted to be the liability. So that just pushes me to be stronger. And I'm not perfect, no one is, but I just don't want to be the one that causes defeats and losses and. It's
one of those things where like you hate losing more than you love winning type of thing. Like you
and
want to set the standard of of excellence.
It's a great standard, but it's reflected on my 9-year-old daughter, where we can't even go bowling anymore because she's super competitive. So like we're two people. Yeah, my daughter's exactly me, just a 9-year-old female, and we're both stubborn. We butt heads, but I love her to death. But we're super competitive and. It's a good thing in life, right? You gotta seize your opportunity and take what you want and just work hard for it. And nothing's gonna be handed to you in life, right? So,
So no spoilers for tonight, but episode 4 does come out. Where are you headed? Can you tell us that?
Yeah, we're headed to Kelowna, BC. Nice area there.
You can drink the most wine, right?
Yeah.
That's probably what the ultimate challenge is all about.
Yeah, they prelude a little wine vineyard in that, so there is something related to a vineyard. I won't tell you what the event is or if it's a team event or whatever, but all I can say about this episode is me personally, a lot of the events cater to my skill set of like in the strength and power, and hopefully they show that on TV. And it was one of the episodes I was the most fired up on set after everything completed, and it was fun. It's a fun episode, and it's the first episode where a team's eliminated. So it's going to be interesting how they show that. But in real time, the last event, when you kind of realize what team's going to be sent home, things kind of change on set, like the emotions, and it's all real, right? We formed this massive bond, and to go from 24 and now we're getting less people, it's hard to see these competitors that gave it their all just be sent home, right? So fun episode, but it's getting tough now because now points do matter, and we'll see how the player swap switches things and see what coaches made the right decision and which coaches didn't, right? So
Oh my goodness. And to be a player as well that perhaps got swapped and now is going home when they could have been on their team. I don't know what's going to happen, but I can't imagine that feels very good.
No, yeah, if you're top dog and you get sent home, yeah, that sucks. But I mean, you see it in pro sports. Guys get traded all the time, and having Kenny on Team Orange, he's like the Energizer bunny, and he's just so amped up all the time, and it's just like, I don't know how you get this energy, man. Like, but he's got a heart of gold. We still have a solid team, so I'm super happy.
Sweet. Obie, we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Best of luck. We look forward to the episode. Canada's Ultimate Challenge, CBC Gem. I'm loving the series.
Thank you. Yeah. It's fun.
For sure. Christian, where can we find you on socials?
At Chris Obie 56, so CHRIS OBIE 56. 56 was my football number. But yeah, I'm on IG mostly promoting the show because that's where most of the castmates are.
Perfect. Well, if anybody has any questions for Christian, they can definitely send him his way. Also, I want to find out everything that happens behind the scenes on a TV show. So if I don't ask it, send it to me. I'll do the dirty work for you. Thanks for joining us, Obie.
No, thank you for having me.
Want more of today's show?
Download the Mixed Mornings and More podcast.
Now available every weekday.